All right.
God.
What is up, fellas? We are back with another experimental TSL time podcast. We got
Podcast, man. It's an official podcast at this point, bro.
it is. We got the ring light. We got Noah brought some of his cameras. We got some techie.
We got a little techie. We're both cheating a little bit on the diet, on the calorie deficit here.
Yeah, we're having a day today. But I'm here with.
It's all for you.
Yeah, no. We want some TSLs though.
I'll have a little TSL.
I'm here with Noah though. If you guys don't know Noah or have seen him in some of my other vlogs, we met 2 months ago and I've started to become pretty good fucking friends.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Yeah, if you haven't seen Noah's Instagram or TikTok, it's Noah Perlo Fit.
Yep.
And while I pour us some techies, how about you give us a little intro? What's your style of content? What made you start making content?
Yeah, so basically, I've been a personal trainer for years, and I always wanted to, like, in high school, me and my roommate, my best friend since high school, always wanted to make content. Super into cars, so we tried some car channels, didn't really work out. And then I got super into the fitness space and personal training, and I ended up wanting to just reach more people, make it a sustainable career for myself. And so I built out a home gym when I graduated college and started making content on the idea that it would take me places, and it has, and it's been amazing. So like my style of content, I really focus right now a lot on like low calorie, high protein recipes, so you can check some of that out. I try to make some exercise videos, like every possible exercise for certain muscle groups. Those are mostly on TikTok, but yeah, man, it's been a crazy ride, man. It's been a crazy ride. And should we say how we ran into each other?
Fuck yeah. Dude, so pretty much Noah, he's been making content for a little bit longer than I have. I started last June. You started, what, a year and a half ago?
Yeah.
About a year and a half ago. And some of you watching this video, you've probably seen his every type of bicep workout in the gym video. It has like 40 million views. It's one of the funniest videos I've seen. And I mean, he is. You do stand out a little bit.
Yeah, I got the fucking ginger cap on.
Ginger fucking jacked kid. And the other day I was at Equinox. And Equinox, fuck you want to call it. We were at the gym. Month and a half ago. We were at the gym. And I hope the mic isn't like ear fucking with the ice and shit. It's fine.
No, it's fine.
I was at the gym and I'm walking out. And I see this fucking, ginger fucking jacked kid. And I'm like, holy shit. Like, what the fuck? I think I've seen his shit. And then I walk into the locker room, and I'm like, hold up. Is that the kid I think it is? I go home after, and I fucking search you up. I searched up every type of bicep workout. And then I see you pop up, and I'm like, what the fuck? And then I DM'd you, and we fucking started chatting from there.
Dude, the crazy part about that is we saw each other in the locker room, like off chance. That morning, I had been straight up binge watching Richie's videos, dude, that morning. And I'm like, there's no way I'm seeing Daddy Wellness in the fucking gym in Boston right now. And, but of course, you DM me right after. Dude.
Yo, cheers. TSL time. Let's get it. Maybe, I think we have to, for future episodes, start off pouring off our drinks.
Yeah, we're good, man. It's fine, yeah.
That's insane, though. So you were watching some of my videos that day before we met?
That morning, bro, I saw the video that you did with the fucking... That was the first video I'd seen that was, like, talking about Boostelli and fucking... If you have a high caffeine tolerance and you need an extra up... And I fucking died, bro. And then later on that fucking day, dude, we connected. We hit a workout that week. Fucking talked business, talked like everything. Whatever, became friends. Like now we're just chilling, like working out all the time.
It's fucking amazing.
Talking content. It is amazing. It is amazing.
It's so sick. No, honestly, like I've connected with a couple other few people that I've met online and shit, and like it's been so sick. Like that's one of my favorite parts since I started making content. Is just getting to know other people with like similar fucking interests and shit. And, like,
yeah.
Because not everyone can relate to some of the shit that comes to content creation and shit like that, which is
of course
nice.
Not. And I think the thing that's like extra cool about like why we're actually close friends now is like if you watched my content and then you watched Richie's content separately, you'd probably be like, these guys probably wouldn't be like that close friends. But obviously with social media, like you kind of put on a persona, you speak in a certain way, you have characters that are extensions of yourself, but it's not really like exactly who you are. And when we started like hanging out and working out, like we just were talking to business, like super like-minded. It's actually insane.
It's insane.
We're the same age, like it's wild, man.
Yeah, it's so fucking sick. But yeah, one of the topics that we were thinking about before was, you know, I do a little bit more of the drinking content, but Noah himself, you love to, you know, have a couple of drinks here and there. But what are your overall thoughts, you know, just generally speaking, on being in good shape, being in good health, and consuming a little bit of liquor?
Yeah, there's a little bit of a balancing act that goes along with it. Like obviously, that's kind of what your whole shebang is about. Like you're trying to be the healthiest degenerate in your own words, right? And like
I'm doing a good job. I think I'm doing a pretty damn good job.
I think you're doing a great job, bro. And like it's even helped me realize too that like you don't have to cut out drinking, you don't have to cut out having fun, you don't have to cut out hanging out, being social, going out to eat. All that stuff can be balanced and part of your healthy lifestyle. Because I think if you cut it all out and you beat yourself up when you do it, like that's just unhealthy. So I think the main things is like we should cover a little bit of like the dangers of kind of going overboard even in one night or a little bit too often. And alcohol is like very multifaceted, right? Like there's so many factors in this little TSL that could make me slip up. and so like
oh yeah, baby.
So like
there's a lot.
The first thing that obviously comes to mind is once this one's gone, what's next? So like, do I have another one? And this is part of the balance. Like you should be going out, I think, to maintain your healthiest self and have fun. You should be going out with a goal, a loose goal in mind for the night. Let's say you're going out and you want to have a good buzz, have a good time. Like you should go out with the notion, like I'm gonna cap myself at maybe 3, maybe 4 if you're feeling frisky. It's gonna be a long night. It's gonna be the best party ever. But pick and choose your moments.
Yeah, 1000%. I agree with that, and that's like something that I've started to notice a little bit more is like when there's a celebration, a birthday, or some fucking wedding, or you know some special gathering. Those are the moments where you can up the friskiness.
Yeah.
But recently I did this video. I don't know if you got a chance to see it, where I talked about the triple D drinking scale. So it's like if you have no drinks, you're sober, of course. If you have, and this is considering you didn't eat too much before, because I'm not a big advocate of eating a ton of food before you drink. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel good. I said, you know, 0 drinks, you're sober, of course, you're better off probably just staying home and chilling unless you're the type of person, like I personally struggle under tempting environments. So like if I get out to a place where everyone's drinking, I'm 99.9% of the time not going to be sober. Like you probably wouldn't either.
That's not the point.
Yeah. So then I said, you enter like the 1 to 3 drink range, which is acceptable. You're probably tipsy if you really didn't eat a lot before. And then the 3 to 5, okay? But I'm, 3 to 5, TSL, something like that.
Depending on who you are, yeah.
Yeah, depending on who you are, right? I'm 200 fucking pounds.
Yeah.
You're a 160, 170 pound dude. Like,
Yeah.
3 drinks and you're cruising pretty nicely if you didn't eat too much before. And so I think that's the biggest thing is that a lot of times when we get to that 3, 4, 5 drink range and we're feeling good, like we get a little too excited and we're like, let's just go fucking go. Yeah.
And so that's where that danger zone is. That's where that fine line lays, where obviously alcohol sort of inhibits your decision-making process and gets things a little wishy-washy. So if you're at that 3 drink mark, it's going to be a lot easier just to decide to have a 4th and a 5th and a 6th and whatever. But I think pacing yourself is important. We've all been in that place where we just like super excited, get to the party, we're super sober, and we slam 3 shots back to back. And like, of course, at that point, you're like, now the night is just beginning. But like, if you really ease into it, I think that the biggest thing is, especially if you're trying to like lose body fat at the time, this is really what I want to circle this conversation to, because like, if you're trying to lose body fat, this can either be a balancing act or like the complete devil for you. And so if you can go in to a night of drinking and plan it out so that you start on a little bit of an empty stomach so that you can, get that buzz in 1 or 2 drinks going, and then be able to pace yourself. And what that also will do for you is allow you to have that buzz and also eat some snacks and potentially, like, dude, if you end up binging late at night, that's the killer.
Right. That 100% is
Binging on food, by the way. Yeah.
Yeah, that's facts. And I think that's what people don't understand. It's like, so you look at the whole umbrella here, right? Liquor, right, will increase the chances of you going to spend $30 at Five Guys at midnight.
Absolutely.
Right? Versus if you were sober. Besides the actual calories that you're getting from the booze, it's the aftermath, right? A lot of people don't know this, but when you drink, your sleep on a more technical side of deep REM, and just light sleep gets completely fucked. And the state of sleep where you're recovering is that deep sleep and that REM sleep, right? And when you drink, it's gone. And when you wake up the next morning and you're slightly a little fucking, groggy, I don't know about you, but a little fucking Szechuan Chinese spicy or some fucking quad bacon, egg, and cheese is the most delicious thing. And there's nothing wrong with having that, but you can still go out, get a little drunk, catch that buzz, and then not be in that state of mind after. That's also why I'm huge on the TSL method and drinking electrolytes before going out and drinking. Like,
totally.
People say like, oh, dude, like, if you're gonna drink, just drink, and like the fun part is going out to eat after and being an idiot. Sure, I respect that, I understand, but like, I play chess. I like to play chess rather than checkers.
Yeah.
If I can mitigate certain things and fucking,
stay dialed in.
I
think a huge thing that is weird for a lot of people, and I've never personally had a problem with this, but I can understand why someone would, is the feeling like you always need to like have a drink in your hand, have a drink going at once.
I have that problem.
And so, like, to get around that, a method that I do all the time is separate, like, obviously hydration is important. Separate each drink either with a glass of water, with a diet soda, with something other than alcohol, so you can always have a drink in your hand. Nobody else is gonna know that it's not alcohol. You have your nice buzz going. There's nothing saying that there's not another drink around the corner if you want it. But you let that one settle in so that you can have a little bit of extra time for the decision-making process to take way,
Yeah, dude, I 1,000% agree. And I try and do the one-to-one method as much as possible where I drink a water for every drink that I have. And I'm not going to lie, I typically don't stick to it.
Yeah.
I don't.
By the end of the night?
Yeah, but everything else I really do. I really religiously do. Like, I mean, today we didn't because we're fucking not drinking or partying. I mean, we're having... Hey, one or two.
Yeah.
But man, at least in the past, I never did that, bro. I never was conscious of these things, and it would just be reckless, fucking getting trashed.
Yeah.
I have some crazy stories of the drinking just going above and beyond belief. Yeah. But I mean, if you can do those things, I would definitely say do them. But man, it's just about balancing it out.
Dude, and in my experience too, oh man. I can't tell you the amount of times that, like, I can count on my one hand how many times I've, like, thrown up off of drinking too much.
I've never thrown up.
Very rare. Maybe 3 times in my life have I, and all due to that excitement getting to the, like, party or the function real quick, slapping down, like, 6 right back to back, and then, like, later on you're obviously going to feel like shit. But what I was going to say is, like, getting through it a little bit slower is always going to be better, but I still, like, my kryptonite is getting back home and open the fucking peanut butter jar, opening the fucking cabinet. Like, that's the thing, is, like, you're not going to remember what happened. Like, just brush your fucking teeth and go to bed.
Bro.
If you can be not so belligerently drunk that you can just get home and be like, I'm disciplined, I'm going to brush my teeth, I'm going to take a piss, I'm going to go to bed, I'm going to sleep nice. That is like the golden zone, because what really fucks you is eating 18 Oreos when you get home.
Dog, I can't even tell you. Back at home in Miami, my fucking mom put like this camera on the door. It's like a little like you put a passcode when you enter.
Like a Ring camera?
Yeah, it's like a Ring camera. And I mean, dude, my mom, she's always been super chill. Like she let me come home late as fuck in high school, college, like Hispanic family. Like we've been drinking since we were 13 and shit. So it's I was kind of primed from early on. Yeah. But first thing she does every morning is check her app to see how I look like when I walked into the apartment back when I was in high school and shit. The second thing she does is goes to the kitchen and she goes and sees if there's driblets sitting around the fucking floor. Dude, I kid you not, it is embarrassing. There have been times where my mom, like, I leave a slice of bread flat in the fucking refrigerator. And then there's the Zerushi rice cooker.
Oh my
I
God.
literally will, dude, I like, the amount of heinous acts of grabbing bread and like stuffing rice in it or putting a fucking pita with cheese in the microwave.
Oh my God. And leaving it there.
Sour cream, hot sauce. If there's any leftover cooked food, because Hispanic like families and shit, like there's always like meat and chicken and Tupperwares and shit. Dude, I'm going to town.
Making a fucking late night bowl.
Dude, it's fucked up. And like that is where the danger happens. The next morning you wake up, bro, and I'm like, holy fuck, dude, I'm gonna explode. Like,
well, it's supplemental to the social aspect too, because then you're just home alone binge eating. Like this is where we go back to that late night Taco Bell Crunchwrap Supreme endeavor. Dude, we've all been there. And if everybody's in the car, like obviously the driver is not drunk, but if everybody's in the car, like Dee Dee's taking you to fucking Taco Bell, you're gonna get that Crunchwrap Supreme, you're gonna enjoy it with your friends, you're gonna be super like messed up and just like that's how it is. But when you get home and you're alone, that's when some real havoc can be wreaked. You can wreak some havoc when you open up that peanut butter jar, man.
It's
and
a
I
tornado.
know it. Like, dude, and it's also like that's your most creative binge eating mindset.
Oh, bro, I'm Ratatouille. I am doing.
Yeah, dude.
I'm fucking putting together shit that is not supposed to go together.
Burger bun, fucking marshmallow fluff, peanut butter, 2 Oreos in the middle, fucking sandwich. And it's some of the best creations, but like,
and you're gonna still do that. So like even like us who like we're preaching the balance and like you know what I mean. Like we like and not preaching, we do that shit. There's still times where I fuck up, like, and it's fucking and I don't remember the last time I did it, but like. You know, when my fucking roommate leaves, and especially, this was actually something happened today. My roommate, I'm fucking buzzing off one TSL.
Yeah.
Right?
That's what happens when you let your tolerance linger for a little bit. You don't drink for very long.
We ate and waited like 2 hours.
Yeah.
But someone on the I mean, this is at least for me, bro. Like, and this goes deeper into like weight loss tips and shit like that. Noah and I are both trying to get shredded for summer, spring, whatever. I mean, I'm in Shreddy spring. You're also, I mean, you have a little bit of a longer timeline, but. What's that saying? If it's out of sight, out of mind. That's the saying. Bro, some fucking friend of mine brought Ritz crackers and like all this shit on Super Bowl weekend. And they have been sitting in the corner of my kitchen for 2 fucking weeks. And yesterday I look at my room and I'm like, brother, if you don't eat these in the next 24 hours, I'm throwing them the fuck out. Because every time I come into the kitchen, I see a little Ritz in the corner of my eye. And I just want to Ritz my fucking fingers in there. Just want to fucking shove the cracker into shit. Like at least... And that's like a lot. Like I feel like you were never a fat fuck, right?
No, but I've had my moments.
Okay, I was a fat motherfucker. Like I would be slamming chocolate milks and fucking having greasy fingers from eating arepas, which is like a Hispanic fucking breakfast thing.
Bro.
And I would be holding my Xbox controller and doing that every day in middle school and high school.
I had arepas every day in Colombia.
You had arepas every day in Colombia? Oh yeah, you were just in Colombia when?
December.
How were the arepas?
Dude, so fucking good.
There's actually a huge thing that whose arepas better, Colombians or Venezuelans? I
had multiple
because
kinds.
arepas in Colombia, the cheese it's not cut in the middle. It's just on top, flat.
Yeah.
Have you tried a Venezuelan
I had
arepa?
corn arepas and like the other kind. I don't know what the other kind is made of.
There's corn and then
I don't like the corn ones as much as the other ones.
Harina pan is like normal,
fluffier ones.
Yeah, so
anyway,
whatever. I gotta put you. I'll make you one at my crib one day. But yeah, that's whatever. I ate arepas every single day growing up, And to this day, I think once you're a fat fuck, like if you're genetically a fat fuck, you're a fat fuck forever.
Totally.
And the word fat fuck, I mean, I use it very loosely. Some people take, I mean, few of my audience, and not as much, they know it's like an out of love thing because I was a fat fuck. And like when I say it to you, it's just like, wake up, bro. Like, let's get cranking. But I don't even know how we got to being a fat.
Dude, eating arepas on the daily, you were
Yeah.
a fat fuck.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, I think it's a perfect segue into just talking about if you're serious about a fat loss goal at the current time, like, there's nothing saying that you can't go out and buy yourself a treat. But if you have them in the house stocked, there's just no point in that. Because you're just going to get home on a night, even on a night on your regular diet. It happens to me, bro. I binge sometimes just because I'm hungry because I'm dieting. I don't even have to have a fucking TSL in me.
Yeah.
I'll get home and Jackson's cabinet, my roommate, Jackson's cabinet has the peanut butter. Jackson's cabinet had, like, not a knock on Jackson, but he's got some of the tasty treats, man.
What are you doing with the peanut butter? Are
Dude.
you like
It's my
fucking
kryptonite,
touching
man.
yourself with
Yeah, there's
the
a little
peanut
hole
butter?
down the middle, brother. No, but in all seriousness, the out of sight, out of mind
It's huge.
It is huge. I'm always a proponent of, like, if you're gonna cheat on your diet, do it socially
And enjoy the fuck
and
out of it.
enjoy the fuck out of it, and don't beat yourself up after. But you're just digging your own grave if you buy that stuff at the supermarket and have it in your house, because if you're trying to, like, you can't just have one Oreo, bro.
Hell no.
Who in the world is having one Oreo?
That's the problem, and that's like I've said it many times. Like processed foods with like all that added sugar is literally a fucking drug. Never in my life have I had one Tostito with guacamole or queso. Never have I had one Oreo. It's impossible. No one watching this video looks at a fucking 4 fucking streets of Oreos in those fucking massive compartments.
Lanes, bro.
The lanes of Oreos. And you're not just dogging them, bro. Like,
Of course.
it's impossible. But what do you think, like, completely on the side note, because I think most people here probably have the advanced knowledge of, like, fuck the processed foods, fuck the added sugars and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And out of sight, out of mind, that's a huge one. You know, add that one to your fucking notes on fucking keep that shit out of your mind. But, like, besides a calorie deficit, because we know that's fucking top of the line, what would you say are, like, some of the things that have helped you, you know, lean down? Let's pop up a fucking picture of Noah here looking absolutely diesel in his peak. Like, lean down, aside.
Diesel, and I'll give you a full, like, dirty bulk, eating whatever the fuck I want.
But sticking to getting diesel, because, and I'll give you like the one that's on my mind. Maybe it gives you an idea. Like for me, it's like mindful eating. That's what I'm working on the most, because I'm an impulsive rat bastard and I'm just shoving. So besides, because I think mindful eating is great. So is there anything that like has helped you in the past with that type of shit?
Yeah, so I think that you and I are pretty similar on the. I mean, we've eaten together on a couple different occasions, and you and I are absolute vacuum cleaners.
Vacuum cleaners.
Just take down the food super fast. So I think chewing your food, being mindful, not it's hard sometimes because like everyone likes to like watch something while they're eating, but like being mindful and like thinking about every bite going in your mouth, chewing it, swallowing it, taking a second, taking a sip of water, right? Like another thing, calorie deficit wise, to like lock that in, my whole channel is focused on this, is volume. Like if you're like us, you want to eat a lot of food. And I want to eat a lot of fucking food every day, whether I'm in a calorie deficit or I'm trying to put on weight. I want to eat a lot of food. So then you have to start making decisions on what calorie density for how much food in terms of volume you have, how many calories are in that volume of food. So for me, the number one trick is everything I eat on a calorie deficit has an ungodly volume of like fruit or vegetable either on the side or embedded. Because those fruit and vegetable, like even if they don't taste that great, mixed with whatever you're making that's healthy,
It just makes you so much more full.
it's just gonna fill up your stomach.
Yeah.
And so if you eat I could easily eat a pound of ground beef with 6 eggs right now in one sitting in 5 minutes. But if I add an entire head of lettuce to that, which is only about 15 calories, I'm gonna be full before the end of
Exploding
it.
at the end of it.
Exploding. Even if I did eat the whole thing, I'd be so full at the end that it wouldn't even matter. And that's at the cost of an additional 15 calories. I mean, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
The other thing is you have to drink fluids. Like, hydration aside, before you eat your meal, I found this to be the best thing. Before you eat your meal, if you down one of these full of water.
Are you CZing before meals?
Dude, sometimes.
Yeah, hell, it's great. Yeah.
Little CZ, dude, even polar seltzer, like any diet soda,
We're slamming
whatever.
a polar seltzer right
And,
now
like,
with a little
yeah,
TSLski.
exactly. Exactly. And like, if I, for instance, only had tequila in here straight, which I would drink, I like drinking straight bourbon, but it's not that much volume. So, like, you can't sip on it for very long before it's gone. And the same thing applies to food, right? Like, it's like a pound of ground beef is like 10 bites, you know? But a pound of ground beef with an entire head of chopped up lettuce or, like, fajita veggies or anything like that, like, that's going to take you a minute to get through. And your hunger, what's the word I'm looking for? But, like, that digestion process is already going to start before you finish your food and give your signals, your brain, the signal that, like, you should stop eating because you're full. So that's number one. And then I think on the exercise standpoint, you gotta just be doing your cardio.
You have to do cardio. People fucking hate cardio, but it's like, in the beginning, the cardio fucking sucks. But after you do it for a while, it feels so damn good. Like, for me, cardio is beyond, like, it's literally like a meditation.
It's ingrained.
It's like, holy fuck, dude. When I sit on that fucking bike or when I stand on the Stairmaster and I'm just going and then I hear the voice in my head say to me at like minute 10, 12, like, I'm so tired. Like, I need to fucking stop right now. Like, being able to overcome and say no to that voice, I think translates to so many other fucking things. You know what I mean? I genuinely love cardio for that reason, because it helps me when I'm under a moment of temptation and I don't want to, and it helps me when I need to make a decision that's hard, right? Like fucking not doing some stupid shit, or it helps me when I'm like in the opposite situation where I know I need to do something, right? Where I'm fucking doing schoolwork or business work, and in my mind's like, don't do it, and I hear the don't do it, and it registers. And like a lot of the time, like that's really one of the reasons I love cardio. And I mean, you do a lot of more cycling and shit during the summer, which is sick, longer form cardio. For me, it's just like, which I really want to do something like that. I do want to do like, longer runs and cycling. But even just with 20 minutes a day and hitting 10K steps, like, it is disgusting how much of a difference. Disgusting in the way of like how noticeable the difference is. Whether you're trying to gain weight or whether you're trying to stay in shape or whether you're trying to lose weight, how you feel when you train your heart. It's ridiculous.
I think you have to think about it this way too. In a calorie deficit standpoint, if you're trying to lose body fat, right? And you like eating, like us, you can eat more when you do more cardio. So like what I always tell people, and like when I used to be like a one-on-one personal trainer, I used to tell my clients that were trying to lose weight, start by taking out 250 calories of food and adding in 250 calories worth of cardio. And that way you're at a 500 calorie deficit. Rather than just not doing cardio and taking 500 calories out in food, then you're just going to want to eat more food, bro.
Yeah.
So I think it's something that I can speak on a lot, and I'll speak about it real quick. But like, I get a lot of questions about like, how can you enjoy your cardio, or how can you start doing cardio when you don't like it? And I think the number one thing for me, and I'm lucky to have this, but is a form of cardio you enjoy. So for me, that's cycling and that's biking. When I'm biking outside, it's literally an activity that I really want to do. So it's not like, oh, I have to do cardio. It's like I'm excited to go for a bike ride. But when it's the winter or like whatever, and you got to hit a machine, the number one thing that has helped me do that, and I don't know if you have similar like methods for this, is commit yourself to 5 minutes every day. And what happens when you commit yourself to 5 minutes every day is that you're going to do more than that. Like, you're going to end up doing 20, 25 minutes most times, And if your baseline is 5 minutes and you're really feeling like shit after 5 minutes, you can get off the machine.
Yep. That's all. That's really what it is. Is having a fucking, just doing it. You know what I mean? And like,
Yeah.
I think also the big issue is that I've seen a lot of people because like a lot of people find it intimidating. Oh, fucking! I'm gonna go on a run. Oh, Stairmaster! I'm gonna fucking die on it, dude. The problem is that
And you are.
but every person when they go and start doing Stairmaster is like, okay, let me just crank this bitch up to 7.
Jeez.
It's like, bro,
Yeah.
relax. That's the
Yeah.
thing. It's like with weight training. I mean, you have a little bit more margin when
Yeah.
you're lifting weights. You can just go into lifting your heaviest set at the beginning. It's not optimal, but you can
Yeah.
do it. With cardio,
Ease
you can't.
in.
With cardio, you cannot do that. You
Ease in,
have to
man.
ease in, unless you're gonna shock the living shit out of your body, and it's gonna be very, very ugly.
Your heart's
It's
a
like when you
mental-
start drinking at the age of when you're underage drinking.
Yeah, you're a tiny little body.
Yeah,
You got
it's
no
like-
muscle on your frame.
Say-
You slam 6 shots back to back after not having eaten anything right when you get to the party because it's exciting, and then you're the one that's in the corner and everyone's like, "Holy shit, what happened to him?" You know?
Do you remember the first time you got drunk? Not.
Yeah.
Did you? Was it intentional?
It was intentional.
Dude, I fucking was 8 years old.
Oh.
Pause. I'm at a wedding, one of my aunt's wedding, and you know how they have those standing bars sometimes at like events and shit where like they're in like a corner. It's
Yeah.
like an outdoor like setup thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And I can't see over that shit. And my uncle's slamming rum and cokes. And
Cuba Libres.
young Cuba Libres, and then young fucking DW Wellness. I was a little chunky fucking bastard roaming around the wedding, just eating all the food I could see.
Oh my God.
I order a Coke. I want a Coca-Cola on ice. I pull up to the bar next to my uncle who didn't know I ordered a Coca-Cola. They put the rum and Coke on there. I grabbed the fucking rum and Coke. At 8 years old, I slugged that shit.
Of course.
I didn't know it was rum and Coke. All my cousins, my family, they're
Yeah.
like, what the hell is wrong with this kid right now? I was laughing. I was like laying on the couches of the wedding, and like my cousins, I remember vividly. They would be like, Richie, are you okay? And they'd be like, pizza. Or they would say like cheese, and I would start crying of laughter. I would start laughing about anything.
Dude, those were the days, man, where like
that was 8 though.
getting drunk or getting high for the first couple times, you just can't. It's just uncontrollable.
Oh my gosh.
laughter like about anything. And
That
everything.
was my first time, and then I think maybe close to like freshman year of high school
Yeah.
was when I just started, sneaking out with my friends and shit and
Yeah.
drinking. But how was your first experience? What the fuck was that like?
Dude, it's crazy because I started drinking
A little bit later.
very much so later. So I was like clean, no drugs and alcohol. Like it wasn't that I was like, like a stickler about it, but I just like didn't. My high school experience was not very like party oriented or anything. So like I basically just started drinking
In
at
college?
like senior year.
Okay.
Just building up my tolerance for college and like figuring it out so that I wouldn't get obviously super fucked.
that's crazy, bro. Because like, I mean, at least with a lot of the friends that I've met here in Northeastern at Boston, holy shit, dude, I just ripped a little Shuggy Lucy. She's strong. Strong Lucy.
got
but-
you on the Daisy Dizzle train.
Yeah, Disneyland. Dude, Miami is such a different animal. I think it's really because of like the fucking cluster of European and Hispanic people as well, where like there you grow up and like you're drinking with your family at 14. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you're having.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how many people
Yeah.
like in
I
America.
mean, I drank alcohol when I was
Right.
a kid, but I never got like.
But I'm
fucked
saying I
up.
was getting fucking plastered in
Yeah.
ninth grade. I was 15, bro, and like,
Yeah.
and like.
probably part of the reason you were a fat fuck.
Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like my mom would let me throw parties at 15.
Yeah.
Like that might. I don't even know if
Yeah.
I could say that. But no, it doesn't matter. Like,
Yeah.
like full on, bro.
Yeah.
Like, and
Yeah.
it was crazy. So I was drinking. That's why, bro. That's why it took me so fucking long to understand like how to find that balance. But again, I don't know if you agree with this. I think that one of the problems here in the U.S. is that a lot of kids who just don't have a head on their shoulders. Like you drank a bit in senior year and then got to college. How many kids get to college
Oh my God.
And suddenly they're like, yeah, like I'm gonna fucking start slamming like every single weekend. And I still did that, right? I still did that.
Yeah, of course, me
but
too.
I've never gone home to my fucking. I never went home back to my parents like. Had them have to pick me up or
Yeah,
fucking
of course.
throw up or any of that
Hospital.
shit. Yeah, none of that shit. I know a ton of people that's happened to.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
But
Dude,
yeah,
super quick story time.
yeah. Let's hear it. What the fuck happened?
Sophomore year, I lived in a janky place.
Of college.
Jank ass apartment, dude. Like, we used to throw parties all the time. It was my first like real like party experience because I went
In college.
in college. My first year was in LA, and that was more like dorm room freshman shit.
You were at Loyola.
I was at Loyola.
First
my
2 years you were
freshman
in
year.
Cali.
First 1 year, and then I transferred. And in Vermont, like, that was such a huge like party scene, and I moved right into, because I knew Jackson, who had already gone there. I moved right into an apartment that was like a huge party place, and we would throw parties, and like our floor fucking caved in because of how many people were just like bouncing on the floors. But
Is Vermont up? Sorry to cut you off. Is Vermont like a big ass drinking like?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I've heard
dude,
that
there's nothing to fucking do, bro. It's the winter. It's like negative 30 degrees.
You're getting slammed
Yeah,
indoors.
exactly.
Like...
Just getting slaughtered at house parties is what it's all about. So we used to have these crazy house parties, man. And I remember this Halloween party, bro. Oh my God. And there was this kid who literally, and this happens all the time in Vermont and New Hampshire, got super fucked up and like passed out in the bushes in the freezing cold. It was Halloween, but it was freezing, bro. It's probably like 15 degrees. And so this kid had just no conception, bro. He just had no idea, man. And he got so plastered at our party, and I was running the door that night, and I had to go with like a couple of friends because somebody came back and said, this kid is passed out in the bushes that was at your party. And he's just like in the bushes. We found him over there, and he's like just throwing up and being in the bushes, and it's 15 degrees out. And he had like a fucking.
I have one of my closest friends. He got pumped.
Oh Jesus, dude.
Yeah, no, I have multiple people who know that happened to, and yeah, that shit was fucked up, bro. So like so bad, so fucking bad.
Yeah. And honestly, I mean, if that happens to you, like,
it's probably happened to someone watching this. I would say.
Yeah, absolutely, and like. You probably learned from that experience and never got to that level again, and sometimes that's what it takes, and that's fine, you know. But
do you random question?
Yeah.
Have you heard the you know how LeBron says that like he drinks a glass of wine every night? I think it's a fucking marketing bullshit scheme. There's no way, because like even one drink, right? It's not gonna like, it still interrupts your sleep. I don't know. Maybe he's LeBron and LeBron can do whatever the fuck he wants, but like. I feel like it's a marketing scheme. I honestly don't think he drinks a glass of wine every night.
My personal opinion on that, on like a glass of wine or a beer with dinner or whatever it is that it's actually better, and this is just my opinion, but I think it's actually better to have one night out of the week that you go off the rails and get super fucked and keep the rest of the nights completely clean than it is to have one drink every night. Because the reality of the situation is that one drink every night is probably not just one drink every night, because the more drinks you have, the more inclined you are to drink more and eat more and whatever. But also, like, you don't have that discipline to not, like, do that for a certain number of days or weeks in a row. And then you treat yourself. I mean, I think that is... It's just like a cheat meal. Like, it's like, okay, you could have a little piece of chocolate every day, or you could have then 7 pieces of chocolate on your cheat day. And what's going to be more satisfying? All right, little hiatus. What were we talking about, man?
We were, I fucking forgot. These fucking TSLs.
A little TSL jiggles got me.
Oh, we were talking about some of our homies who fucking...
Oh, yeah, died.
So
yeah.
Let's move into...
Let's move on, yeah.
Do you have what was your one... You had one experience where you just went over the top. He's taking a deep breath.
I had a time... My most recent...
Nah, just in the past.
I had
You want me to start?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, my worst of the worst.
Cream of the crop.
The fucking never. I'll fucking tell this story to my kids when they're old enough. I went. Hey, yo! Quick slammer? I'm not slamming this shit. I think I poured a fucking quattro in mine.
Yeah, I poured a triple at least.
A triple quattro?
Triple.
Dude, I went to fucking Cuba when I was 17. Cuba. La Habana, Cuba. Like, I'm talking like... I love... By the way,
Cuba Libre.
Cuba Libre. I love Cubans. Like, my closest friend is fucking Cuban.
Yeah.
I love Cuban culture. They're just funny motherfuckers. They're always yelling in Miami. Like, Cubans are everywhere. And I went to Cuba. I went to the capital, and it was me, my best friend, his older brother, and his homie. Mm-hmm. And it was literally an episode out of The Hangover. You could with $10 a day, you could get by and fucking literally. I mean,
oh my god.
Of course, it's sad what's going on. It's extremely sad, and my friend's family has tried to help a lot with everything going on there. So if anyone's Cuban, right, I understand. You know, my family's from Venezuela. Shit's fucked. But when I was in Cuba, just going straight into it, $10, bro, you could get yourself 20 fucking mojitos. And we did the mojito marathon. This is just vulgar. All-inclusive resort on the coast of Cuba. I forgot what the fuck it's called. It's called like, I forgot. But it was us in a resort, and we were the only kids there. It's just old people fucking, and we meet this one fucking guy, bro, who's a recovering addict, whatever, and, you know, he's drinking and shit. We're drinking with him. We're at like Mojito 17. We're at Mojito 20. We're at Mojito 23. It's just running around naked in fucking Cuba.
Christ, bro.
And no, you think that's where it ends? The next day, or like 2 days, we get back from the resort. We're back in the city, and I'm like, I'm gonna top it. Like, what the fuck is wrong with me?
Jesus.
This might be. I know. I'm honestly setting the bar a little high here, but here's where it gets ugly. We go to this fucking comedy show in the middle of the capital of Cuba, and it's like all these people watching, looking at a stage. These guys just like cracking jokes and shit. And like in Cuba, like if you went to Cuba right now, anyone who like you stick out like a sore thumb.
Me, yeah.
Anyone who's white, like just fucking sticks out.
Dude, even in Colombia.
Yeah.
People were taking videos of my fucking ginger ass.
No, they weren't.
Straight up, dude. Entire tables, and I hate to cut you off, but entire tables, fucking broken necks just looking at me.
Like, what is this fucking person doing here? But, comedy show. We're drinking. We're slamming. You get a bottle of rum there for the price you pay at the liquor store. Not like fucking 10x tax here.
Yeah.
I am fucking blitzed. I'm going to pop up the video right here. I get on the stage. They call me up. One of my friends was blonde, and they were making Donald Trump jokes to him, saying that he looked like Donald Trump. And then they call me up on stage, and this fucking guy's smacking my ass, and like they're cracking jokes and making fun of us. We leave the fucking thing. I got drugged. I don't remember shite. I kept looking at this hot girl at a different table, and I think she was with like two pimps.
No.
And like I was like looking at her like if she was
dude.
hot, and these fucking pimps were like giving me a fucking sketchy eye. I left the.
You think they drugged you?
They drugged me. There's videos of me like I was like so fucking fucked. I'm outside the crib that we were staying at on the grass. I was so drunk that I thought to myself that I was like one of these Pokemons like evolving, trying to get off the ground. I'd be like, Pokemon! Like,
breaking out of the ball.
Yeah, I was like, that was
me.
me getting off the ground. I was trying to break out of the ball, but I ate
fucking
shit for the first time in my life from how fucked I was.
Jesus, dude. You thought you were Squirtle, but you were fucking Pikachu.
Yeah.
Or no, other way around, bro.
was
You thought
wondering-
you were Pikachu, but you were fucking Squirtle.
And then, not to fucking go on for an hour on this story, but we had bought matching bracelets, me and my boys.
Yeah.
And the next day I wake up and I'm like, fuck, my bracelet, it's gone.
Oh.
We suddenly find 40 videos of my boys who are a little bit more sober than me recording me getting sloshed. And in the final video, I was like, the bracelet, it was one of those bracelets you buy like at any little outdoor shop.
Yeah.
It was like rolling to my shoulder. And I was like, my bracelet! My bracelet! And it fell on the ground. And I was trying to grab it. And the next day we went back to the same spot to see if we'd find the bracelet. And the bracelet was gone.
I have nothing to top that. Not even
I know.
close.
Well, I've done some fucked up drinking shit, like bad.
Not even close, dude.
But you've definitely gotten pretty slammed. Like that was that was visibly like I could have gotten arrested.
Yeah. No. My freshman year, we used to just get in a ton of trouble with like the fucking campus patrol and shit, and like we had I didn't fucking choose housing early enough, so I was in like the all guys dorm and the only all guys, and then all girls dorm was across the way. But like naturally, we all became friends like in the only non-co-ed dorms, and we would just wreak havoc. Those were the most janky dorms, but we would just wreak fucking havoc, dude. Get in so much trouble. And honestly, man, like I have no like travel experiences like that where
sorry to cut you off. Have you left the country before?
Tons.
Oh yeah, Colombia. You've been to Colombia?
Tons of times, and like with my family too. But like obviously that's like family travels, whatever. So I want to do more trips like with friends and shit, because like this Colombia trip was insane. And I drank. Disclaimer: I'm on a severe calorie deficit right now. I drank every single fucking day in Colombia, except for when I crashed my bike and had to take antibiotics for 5 days. I had a 5-day hiatus, but we were there for like 28 days. So
in Colombia,
yeah,
for a month,
yeah,
with family or friends,
both.
How much fucking shit can you do for 28 days in Colombia?
Dude, we went all over the place. We started in Bogota, then Medellin, then drove down to Guaduas.
Which was your favorite?
Guaduas.
What's it called?
Guaduas.
Guaduas.
Yeah. Which is like,
I've never heard of Guaduas.
Bro, nobody's heard of fucking Guaduas, bro. It's literally like fucking junk of the world, bro, down there. It's like
some of the lovers.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. But it was my favorite. It was my favorite fucking place ever, dude. Ever, bro. All the people, like just the vibe there, like we're just getting fucked up every night on this like ranch, bro. So many of their like friends and family friends and everyone would just like come by. It was like Christmas time kind of, so like we were just all fucking aguardiente fucking hammered, bro, every day of the week, bro. Oh my god, dude.
Bro, you just said a word that is like a nightmare to me.
You had aguardiente?
Holy fuck.
A little bit of guaro down the system, bro.
You have no idea what we do with guaro in Miami, bro. Sin azúcar.
Sin azúcar.
Dude, that shit.
Solamente sin azúcar.
Yes, bro. Dude, when you come to Miami.
Porque con azúcar.
With azúcar, you're fucking washed.
Dude.
Bro, if you come to Miami, bro, every time there's a party or we go on a boat or some shit,
oh my god.
I call it the grenade.
Dude.
Because when you pull out that little schmuck bottle, bro,
guaro,
and they just shove it down your gullet.
Aguardiente de Colombia, man.
you get, and dude, honestly, like, I'm also at fault because anytime we have an aguardiente. Anytime we have that aguardiente, I fucking grab it and I just start going up to everyone. I'm just like,
guaro. Para ti. Fucking everybody, yeah.
Fucking everyone.
Nah, that shit's insane, man.
So,
Colombia was dope.
I cut you off completely. What the fuck is guaduas?
Guaduas is, it's not the junk of the world. It's just like, dude, it's super poor. Es un pobre sitio.
Yeah. It's a poor town.
Yeah, and it like it's just like a super great like put down your phone for the whole fucking day, just drink, play fronton.
Play what?
Fronton.
What's fronton?
It's like racquetball, and we were just like, dude, I would be fucking hammered midday. 95 degrees Fahrenheit, fucking fronton, shirtless, just whacking that fucking racquetball. Like, oh my god, dude. The best times, man, down there. So, like, that was my favorite. Medellin is, like, where I would go if I was going to, like, buy a place in Colombia. Just because, like, dude, the infrastructure there, like, the economy is just so rapidly growing. It's such a cool city. The people are so cool. The partying and bar scene and everything there is just, like, ridiculous. But yeah, man, I mean, Guaduas is just like so chill, and like we're just like, my best friend is from Colombia, and so his family like has a house there, but their entire like extended friends and family are like talking like 10 other families with obviously Colombia, so like fucking a million people in each family.
Practicing your Spanish?
Por siempre.
Oh, you're practicing it the whole time?
Sí, claro.
Let's go.
Todos los días.
That's fucking amazing. I've never been to Colombia. I've only been to Venezuela. And in South America, I've only been to, Central America. I've been to Costa Rica, Guatemala. I've been to Venezuela. Never been anywhere else in South America, to be quite honest. I want to go to Brazil one day.
Colombia is super fucking
Colombia would be sick. Have you been to Europe?
Yeah, yeah.
Where in
I've
Europe?
been all around Eastern Europe, so like Croatia, Vienna, fucking Czech Republic.
How'd you like Croatia? I've been to I went to Dubrovnik.
Croatia was sick, man. Dubrovnik is cool.
You go to the old town where like
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
the Game of Thrones town and shit.
Yeah, all that shit is so cool.
Bro, did you notice? Was it just me? Is it just me, or is everyone in fucking Croatia like 7 foot tall?
Yeah, yeah.
Everyone is so
Those are
big.
kind of mean, bro.
Mean?
Not that they're mean, but like they don't like tourists as much. Like, I don't know.
I feel like anywhere in Europe, really, like if you're just a fucking loud American,
of course,
fuck.
Look at that, like fucking exactly.
I mean, Americans are just so fucking.
Let me take a photograph of that. Like,
Yeah.
Jesus, you're just like
Oh
stick
my-
out like a sore thumb.
Dude, when I graduated high school, me and some of my friends went to fucking Europe and we did like a trip.
Yeah.
Bruh. It was fucked up. Like, it was, because my family from Venezuela, some is in Spain now.
Yeah.
And I was with my homies who, like, were getting to Europe for the first time. Like, I already knew that, like, Europeans sometimes look at fucking Americans and they're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You mean, like, loud and just, like, yelling and always causing commotion? Dude, we were fucking causing a storm in fucking, in Berlin.
Crazy, bro.
Fucking taking the Lime scooters, getting plastered, fucking going off stair sets and going to clubs and fucking Lime scooters. It was disastrous. I studied in London. I lived in Spain for 6 months.
Damn, that's crazy. I didn't know that.
And I lived in London for 6 months and Spain for 6 months.
Holy shit.
It was fucking crazy.
Been around the world, bro.
Yeah, I've been in Boston for 5 years and I've never taken the T.
Yeah, fuck that, bro.
Have you taken the T?
Of course I've taken the tea. But I don't like the tea. I don't like the tea, man.
I mean, you have a car. You're lucky you have a car.
Yeah,
but,
of
like,
course.
I mean, the T's are the number one way of transportation here.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Just
dude,
walk.
the London tube is insane,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Have you ever been to London?
No.
Bro, it's fucking nuts. The tube is fucking crisp. Takes a shit on the one in New York.
Yeah, of course.
Takes a huge shit on the New York
Yeah.
metro.
Yeah.
The metro?
Subway.
Subway. I was also in New York for 4 months. I didn't take the subway once.
Dude,
I just
the
walk
subway.
everywhere.
Dude, the subway. I had real quick, and then we should circle back to fitness. But I did a race with my friends. One of them on a bike, and one of them in a car, and me on the subway. It's like kind of a Top Gear style race. If you've ever seen Top Gear. And I won with flying colors, bro. The subway is actually insanely fucking fast in New York.
Yeah. Oh,
But
speed of the subway.
But anyway, one thing I wanted to ask you, bro, is to get back on the fitness track. Like, you used to be a fat fuck. Un poco gordito.
Yeah. Definitely gordito.
Yeah. So, how did you, like, what was your, like, first time in the gym? Like, who, like, did anyone take you under their wing? Like, and what would you say to, like, people trying to get dialed in that, like, don't have somebody that can, like, help them along?
First time I got in the gym was back when I was fucking 16-ish.
Did you go alone?
Yeah, I went alone. I mean, I definitely had some friends who were like going to the gym at the time, but I was in there dark, bro, alone. There was back where I used to live. There was like some tennis courts by my place, and there was a gym at the tennis courts. I was like, I could just go to for free, and it was fucking an old gym, rusty machines, like rusty fucking dumbbells, barbells, like not oiled machines, but there was everything.
Yeah.
And dude, I just used to go there by myself, bro. It was a super dope gym, bro. That's where it all started. I don't even know how to describe it. It was like there was like a tennis pro shop below the gym, and then the gym was above a pro shop, and it had like clear windows around the tennis courts.
Oh, that's fucking sick.
And it would get so fucking hot in there, bro. And
Where was this, Miami?
yeah, this is Miami. And I didn't have someone to really like. No, there was no one. I didn't go under anyone's wing. I was just like, bro. I was like, I need to dial in. You know, I hated being a fucking fat shit. initially I went to the gym because I was like, oh fuck it, I just want to have abs and biceps and
Get girls.
get a fuck ton of girls. You know,
Yeah.
abs, biceps, girls. It's the best thing in the fucking world. Your life is set once you have those three things. And then went through the roller coaster multiple times. Hit the bottom. Got in good shape. Hit the bottom. Fucked up. And then in the last 3 years, bro, it's been like it's for up here. You know what I mean? Like,
Of course.
it's such a different. And I think a lot of people. It takes some time to learn that. It takes some time to mature and realize that like. I mean, I feel like people online who just say like, "Oh yeah, like get fucking jacked, just get some bitches and shit." Like, bro,
You're never gonna get bitches if you don't talk to them.
Yeah. And the other thing is that like, obviously, like when you see someone who's in good shape, someone who looks like, it doesn't even matter if like you're muscular, like having muscles and visibly looking like you're in good shape, automatically you know that that individual is disciplined, that individual has self-respect, that person is prioritizing their own health. And that's like one of the fucking hard, it's hard to do that. And then it shows so much. I mean, at least for me, like that's the way I view it. I don't know if you view it any differently.
That will translate into every other aspect in your life. And I know that you've experienced that now, being a fit person and being in good shape. People automatically not only trust you, but like you and look up to you because a lot of times they see that you can do that for yourself and they know that they can't do that for themselves. And as harsh as that is, a lot of times it's the reality. You know, people see fitness results on the exterior and know that on the interior you're probably more put together than they are. And so that's automatically why, you know, people look up to you and trust you, and teachers, especially in school, teachers will respect you more. And, you know, it's not to say that you can get away with a lot more, but your word is trusted. And I think that's something for you and I too, is like, and me, my experience as a personal trainer, if you want to be a personal trainer and you're fat, you're not going to sell training.
You're not.
Doesn't matter how good of a salesperson you are, you're not going to sell training. Because if you can't take care of yourself, how is the client supposed to expect you to take care of them? You know?
I fucking fully agree, bro. And like, I understand that there's some people who fucking, like, of course it comes down to education. But like, that to me is just arrogance. How the fuck are you going to be a personal trainer and not be in great damn shape?
And I've seen it so many times.
And I mean it in no disrespectful way, but it just simply makes no damn sense. If you're not diesel as shit and looking fucking dogged out, like I will not fucking, one, I don't have a trainer, I'm looking for a trainer or coach, but if I won't even really seek advice from someone who isn't like way ahead or performing much better than me. You know what I mean? Like,
or at least on the same level.
Yeah, or at least on the same level. Like, you know what I mean? If there's no visible representation of you, like, holy fuck, that guy puts in the work or that girl puts in the work, like, it won't really cross my fucking mind, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I think that too is like, you know, and not to sound like a dickhead in this scenario, but I think that, you know, when you have your fitness dialed in, you can just automatically expect people to trust you in a lot of other things that you say, even if you're not entirely qualified. And one thing I want to say about that too is, like, on social media, that's dangerous because a lot of people are fit and spreading misinformation.
Yeah.
You know, so like, it's tough because a lot of people, the way that they look it's much easier to trust what they say, but sometimes what they say is just getting pulled out of their ass for more views or whatever they're doing. And so it's a dangerous game. You have to really pick and choose who you listen to. But that being said, I think it's important to go through life with the idea that even if you're more fit than someone, like, you shouldn't talk down at them because you can learn something from them. They know something that you don't know.
Yeah.
But on a fitness and wellness perspective, if you're really, like, if you're trying to, like, get other people in shape and you're not in shape yourself, it's just not going to work for you. And that's the harsh reality.
I mean, dude.
It doesn't matter how much knowledge you have. You could be way, way, way smarter than the most shredded personal trainer in the world, but you're not going to make more sales than them.
Yeah, I mean, dude, for me, I completely agree with what you say. For me, at least, bro, like, I respect anyone. You can be a beast, rat bastard. You can be fucking whatever you want. I'm going to respect you, right? Just because I respect you doesn't mean I think you're smart or fucking, you know what I mean? There's like a fine line between that. But I definitely think that. I definitely think that, like, you got to be careful with the, you know, people having that image and then just spreading misinformation. And then other people who just, you know, like, I personally won't work with someone unless, like, I mean, not even work. Like, I'll listen to you, I'll speak to you, I'll do all that shit. But, like, I mean, I'm also just not even looking for a trainer. But that brings me to a different thing that I thought about that I've been seeing a lot recently is pretty privilege. I think it kind of ties a little bit to, like, just looking good. I think it's tied a little bit more to girls and shit, though. Like, do you think if a girl's, like, hot and in good shape and, you know, has a fucking nice ass or just, you know, looks fucking sculpted differently versus a different, like, they're going to get a privilege or they're going to get an advantage in professional workspace or anything like that?
Without a doubt, yes. And I also think, I mean, we're in the social media space. Not everybody out there is in a social media space, but what I can say is if you have 10 out of 10 good looks, you have a 10 out of 10 capability to make 10x the amount of money.
Whoa, that's a crazy one. You think, I mean,
based
10 out of 10 is crazy. You know what I mean?
Based on that alone.
Unless you're, what if you're a brick, though?
Huh?
What if you're a brick?
It doesn't fucking matter, bro.
You think?
It doesn't fucking matter. Because
I'm not sure. I just don't know. For 100%.
Well, I mean, okay, you obviously have to be
competent,
smart enough, confident, and competent enough to, you know, expose yourself to the point where, like, advertising space. I mean, that's how social media works. It's advertising space. You're running your own network. You're running your own ad space. And the more views that you get, the more things that that you can sell personally, but B, that you can have external companies pay for with you as their, you know, as their face or their name or whatever. And I firmly believe that the more genetically gifted you are, or the more, you know, I guess the better looking you are, you just have a much higher capability of making it farther in this world. And that's another harsh reality. And it's something that a lot of people can change with diet and exercise. But, like, if you're a girl and you have the most beautiful face and the biggest fucking cheeks, fucking dump or wagon in the industry, you're going to become famous for it, and you're going to be able to sell your shit because people are going to trust just.
But aside from social media?
Aside from social media, I still think that there's a much higher capability of you getting accepted to things that you're not qualified for, number one, but also climbing the ranks even if you're not qualified just because people like you.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I don't know. I didn't really give it that much thought when I saw it on socials recently, but so many people talk about it. It's really interesting. I mean, yeah, it is. That is just one of those realities and shit.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
It's even something.
Quick, sorry to interrupt, but I put my African sugars in your bag. Can I grab them real quick?
Yeah.
Thank you. Gotta get a little re-up fucking Some people think it sounds like a Hellcat.
Yeah.
Do you think it's dangerous if I decide to get a car like that? Guys, I don't know, like, eventually I'm going to get myself a car. I don't know what it's going to be, and this is me just sounding like an idiot on TSLs, but I like the sound of the Tiger.
Richie wants a Hellcat.
No. I like Hellcats.
Richie likes Hellcats. He's pondering the idea. What I'll say about that...
He knows a lot about cars. Let's talk a little bit about cars.
Yeah, why not? Let's do it. I got into cars early on into my life.
And when you say cars, you're talking mechanics.
Yeah, mechanics, but also just cars. Like, I was a fucking nerd, dude. I would know every fucking chassis code and engine displacement of every Honda Accord from any year. Like,
are you serious?
Just to be the nerd about it. Just to be the guy that could be able to say, like, no, that's 98 LX with the 2.4 double overhead cam VTEC motor. Like, that's the type of kid that I was, which unfortunately...
You're a nerd at heart, I think.
I'm a total nerd at heart.
You're a fucking nerd for sure. And that's a great thing. And you know what's funny? Before we go into the cars, this is something that I thought about recently. It's like, a nerd will never make fun of a stupid kid for studying and wanting to get better, and a really fit person will never make fun of a fat fuck for starting to get to the gym and get better. So like anyone who's ever thought to themselves like, oh, I'm scared to go to the gym, or dude, no, dude, just no. Like,
anybody who
do
says,
not be scared of that pressure, bro.
Real quick, and then we'll really get into the cars. If anybody comments anything negatively about you, it is just a sign of their own insecurity. Period. They have their own shit going on. The only people who drag other people down are because they want them to come down to the place that they're at. So I'll just say that. In terms of cars, I got into cars super early on. My dad's super into cars. He got me into mechanics, taught me a bunch of stuff. I always worked on like bicycles and cars with him and stuff. And then through high school, my friends and I got in a ton of fucking trouble, man. Oh, man. I got my license suspended. I was just an idiot. We got court summoned for drag racing, Jackson and I, which we weren't even doing. And
what were you fucking doing?
We were just driving kind of fast, and some butthurt old guy like called us into the cops, and it was just a whole big thing, and they didn't even see us do anything. But the point is, like, been super into cars, super into driving, super into racing, and I think that for anybody, including yourself, who has a dream car that is very high in horsepower, super fast, super, good handling, whatever. It's not that you can't get that. And I encourage you to get your dream car. And I encourage you, honestly, this is an unpopular opinion, but I encourage you to get it as early as possible in your life and enjoy your life.
Dude, that's crazy. Like,
however, assuming it's not a stupid financial decision. However,
that's a little contradictory, but
yeah, it is a little contradictory. I think, to go back on that for a second, if you want a car, work towards it. Get it when you can get it. If you feel like you're going to be in a fine financial position by getting a car, and do your research, make sure the car's not going to drop in value as soon as you get it, right? Park your money at least. It can be an investment,
What's your dream car?
Ideally, my dream car, I have a lot, but my dream car is a 997 Porsche 911 GT3 RS. So
Is that a fucking spider?
No, it's a coupe. And so that car right now, for instance, is going up tremendously in value. So if I had the finances to comfortably buy it right now, I absolutely would, because it's just going to gain another 100, 200,000 in the next couple of years.
But that's that's 99. That's like 1% of cars.
Yeah, of course.
How much is that car worth? $500,000?
Yeah, 400,000 in the spec that I would want. Yeah, we'll get there soon. Anyway.
When do you plan on getting that car? Or what's the goal?
By 2026.
2026.
By 2026.
And so in 2 years.
Yep.
400 on a whip.
Yep, no problem.
Let's go, dude. I like that. That's, having that self-belief is huge.
No problem. Self-belief, never doubt yourself. That's rule number one.
And let's say, and if you shoot
and
for that.
If it doesn't happen by then
fuck it.
So
at least you'll be way closer to it.
But that's the goal.
You'll be way closer to it as well.
Yeah. And so back to the original point. If you want a super high horsepower car and you're not used to driving, you don't have racing experience, you don't have track experience, I'm not saying don't get the car.
You have track experience?
Yeah.
You do?
Plenty.
Do you need track experience to drive a car like that on the streets?
No, but
I feel like so many guys out there are just idiots, like rich idiots, just driving cars.
And you just have no idea how much they crash them and cover it up. Don't say anything about it because it's embarrassing.
They crash them like that often?
So often, man. So often. Dude, the thing is, man, is like, I'm not saying you would get that car and crash it. I'm saying the possibilities increase if you're not careful. And I'm not saying you wouldn't be careful, but if you go for a car like that as a jump up from, let's say, your Honda Accord that has 130 horsepower, probably declining, right? And you go to a Hellcat with 800 wheel horsepower.
What does that feel like? I've never driven a car like that.
It feels insane, man. It feels insane. You put $1 on the dashboard and someone floors it, you can't reach for that $1. like it pulls you back into the seat that much. Your eyeballs feel like they're moving to the back of your sockets, man. So the only thing I would say is learn the car diligently before you even give it full throttle once. Learn what an eighth throttle feels like. Learn what a quarter throttle feels like. Never go past that on a wet surface once you've learned that point on a dry surface. Learn your points in increments. It's like
I don't even know what an eighth throttle is.
Dude, just give it a little bit and see what it does. Like,
I don't even know what RPM is. I just know speed and sound.
Dude, and that's the sound that a fucking Hellcat will make, that little supercharger. But just baby it for a minute before you get into it. I think you should get the car if that's what you want. But
I'm not gonna. For me, at least, like the one thing I've known is that cars is like the stupidest purchase you can make. Like a nice. I think it's also
not
like
necessarily.
I mean, I'm not. For me, someone who's not like passionate about cars and shit like that.
You don't know what's necessarily
I just see cool cars and so no. I've just heard that cars is just that's not an investment.
It can be.
Well,
you just have to be smart about it.
Right. Like for me, like from what I've seen, like I see cool people driving cars and shit on social media. I'm like, oh, that's pretty dope. It must feel cool to be sitting in a fucking spaceship.
And it will, and you'll get there.
No, I hope I do. You know, I think I will. But at the same time, it's just like I also feel like for someone like me who's not passionate about cars, it's somewhat of like an unconscious ego thing, where it's just like, oh, like you want that sick car because you want to look cool and you want to feel cool in it. And I think it's dope, and I feel like it'd be awesome to sit in the back of the car. But like in the end, I don't know, dude. I think I would fuck with just going around Uber Luxes and Escalades and shit, and just not having to drive.
For sure. But like, I mean, there's also the thing like, anybody can have a new passion. Like, if you're not passionate about driving, you don't like driving, I would never recommend getting an 800 horsepower Hellcat. But like, you'll catch the bug real fast, man. You'll get in that thing and give it a quarter throttle, and it'll still, and you'll be like, holy shit, I want to do that again. It's just like drinking a little TSL on a Saturday night. You want to refill that bucket, man.
Oh my god.
You want to refill the tank with some 93 octane and give it a little beans again. And that's like how it goes. It's an addicting experience. It's just like going to the gym, bro. It's like
I've never driven a car like that, so I don't know yet.
Yeah. And I don't think that someone new to high horsepower cars shouldn't get a high horsepower car. I just think you have to proceed with extra caution in order to learn the car before you just go out and give it full throttle, because you're going to crash it if you do that.
Yeah. I'll have to see how what's to come.
Yeah.
Eventually I'll get a whip. We'll see.
Yeah, for sure, dude.
That's
you
exciting.
should, dude.
That's exciting.
That's a good little reward, little business reward for
That's
yourself.
exciting though. Like, yeah, that'll be crazy. Crazy.
But dude, something I wanted to ask you is like, where do you? This is a loaded question, but like, where do you see yourself? Because you've been posting content for like 10 months. Where do you see yourself? It could be in numbers. It could just be like in the way that you feel, in the way that your business grows. Where do you see yourself in like 1 or 2 years of Daddy Wellness expanding?
So, I mean, man, I couldn't really give an exact like prediction. I'm taking everything one day at a time, but hopefully still fucking growing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I want to just fucking. Hopefully, YouTube is absolutely ripping. Like, YouTube is the godfather. You know what I mean? Like, short form is. I fucking love short form. It's amazing. It's so fucking fun. But YouTube is the absolute godfather. I hope that. Not hope. I know I will have a really large presence on YouTube. Be able to do bigger scale, bigger budget, more creative videos.
Yeah.
Hopefully traveled to see fans and collab with fans and meet more people who support the content and love what it's doing. Business-wise, continue to innovate, like interesting ideas relative to like what I preach, and provide more value to fans and stuff like that. Hopefully crushing it on every end. I'm super excited, to be honest. I love to like. I honestly don't think about the future that much, to be honest, as much. Like, I have an idea of, like, where I want to go, and I think to myself, like, in a year, like, I want to have a presence on YouTube. Like, I want that to be something really big. You know what I mean? But I haven't, like, obviously unconsciously you think to yourself, like, oh, I want to have this many followers or this many subscribers and shit like that. But, like, I have an idea, but like I'd rather not even fucking focus on that and more focus on just like continuing to be creative and make better videos. I want my videos to just be the best they could possibly be, month after month and week after week. So hopefully we're gonna be crushing it. Just continuing to stay consistent and meeting new people, and the ultimate goal, man, is just inspire as many fucking people as possible.
Yeah.
And help as many people as possible, and tell people and show people that like you can be balanced and still have fun, and spread positivity. Because like I told you before, it's like you can't even put a price tag on some of the messages that you get, that I get, of people feeling inspired and people making that change because you lit a fire under their ass. And in the end, it's like, when people say like, oh, like it's because you did this, that's not, as much as like we help individuals make that step, deep down, every single person out there who has maybe felt inspired, you had that in you already, bro. It's you. You're just seeing someone else do it, and it's kind of like a figure of like I can do it too.
Totally.
So like I just want that to continue to grow. I want to help as many people as possible and inspire as many people as possible to just be better. Like that's the ultimate goal, and it will always be. Of course, I think that if that's the main, no, I don't think, I know that if that's the main driver and motivation deep down, which it is and has always been, then other things should fall into fucking place. Monetarily, financially, like. Yeah. I hope so. I think it will. But what about you? What are you hoping for in the next, or what do you know? What's your fucking goal in the next couple of years moving forward?
So it's interesting that you say like you don't, everyone has that like follower count kind of thing in their head, like, and
it's awesome to see it grow.
It's awesome to see it grow. But one thing I'll just say on that real quick is like, Peter's my business partner, filmmaker. We sat down on January 2nd, wrote down some goals, just like general business goals, general content goals, numbers we want to hit by 2024. By 2025, I mean. One of our goals was 1 million on TikTok, which we were super close to. And one of our goals was 200K on Instagram.
What are you at right now, brother? Tell him.
1.6 million on Instagram right now. And it's February 29th or something.
It's March 1st.
It's March 1st.
March 2nd.
So, and we hit 1 million on Instagram within like 15 days of us writing down the 200,000 goal. So the numbers thing is like, I agree with you. It's just like day by day.
I wrote down a number as well.
Day by day, keep growing. I think one thing I don't want to lose sight of, and it's really easy to lose sight of once you make more money and more stuff happens and like you launch your own products and everything, it's easy to lose sight of why you started and get more into the money side. And I think my major goal is to just keep focusing on being creative, just like yourself. Keep focusing on content. Keep focusing on helping as many people as I possibly can through a creative outlet where I can also help myself grow and be better. And like, I don't think it's selfish to say, be in a super comfortable financial position. Not that I'm not comfortable right now, but like the place where I want to be, in a couple of years, really like the place where I really want to be. And then other than that, I would like to have, 1 or 2 more concrete creations in both products, maybe services that I have really like created and grown externally to my social media. And I think that that's like something that like, I want to be able to creatively do whatever I want. And I think right now, something that I'm that mentally limits me is like feeling the need to make a certain type of content or the need to continue doing exactly what I'm doing just because that's where the money is. And I really like something deep down in me is like, I just want to be creative in whatever way that means for me. And like, I still want to be helping people. I still want to be inspiring people, but I don't want to have to necessarily rely. It's not like I'm going to stop making content. I don't want to have to necessarily rely on like daily posting to keep my business running. Right. You know what I mean? And it's not that I want to post less either. It's just that like I don't want to feel like that is the key main driver to my business and life success. Because
and it can't be. You know
yeah,
what I mean? Like,
it can't be forever, you know, like we all go through burnout periods too. Like I've had it too where like I'm like I just don't even want to film today, and then I remember why I got into it, and it, you know, it motivates me a little bit more, but like we all have those times and like where discipline just has to take over motivation, and I'd really like to always be able to focus on what's motivating me. And of course, like the discipline speaks for itself. It has to be there. You have to be disciplined. But I think I would like my main concrete goal is to have another business venture that is external to my social media page. You know, like my Noah Perlo Fit channel is its own business. My next business venture, I'd like to see that be successful on its own terms, on its own accord. And yes, with the help of my social media, of course, but like it's a tool to use for business. But yeah, just overall expansion. And I think, you know, we're both obviously on a great track for that and like helping each other out with it, which is super cool. And I think something we should maybe kind of wrap this up with is like,
I have one thing as well.
Yeah.
Relative to what you were just saying. Jeff Bezos says that one of the principles of Amazon, no matter how fucking much unethical shit they've done, is having a day one mentality. A day one principle is like what you feel when you start and you're getting the gears cranking and you're firing the fucking engine is a feeling that may not stay with you as you progress and as you stay consistent and as you make gains in the gym and business and relationships. You know what I mean? And remembering why you're doing what you're doing, and right, of course, if it's with good intention and what you're doing is good, you know what I mean? And like in our case, it is. Remembering those things, you know what I mean? And I try to remind myself that every fucking day. Because it's easy to get distracted by the bullshit. I mean, that's human nature. We can easily go into these fucking rabbit holes of, you know, just wanting to fucking, you know, chase money and all this other shit. Thankfully, I don't think either one of us, you know, that's on top of mind, but that's the reality for anyone. You know what I mean? Remembering what's most important. And so day one mindset is fucking class. That's my lever for, you know, anyone.
Totally. I think it might be, we should maybe end with like kind of saying like, I don't know exactly what your audience is like looking for in terms of like following you on YouTube, or if they have their own ventures. Like clearly everybody I think that follows you has a more powerful mindset of what success means to them in their sights. You know, they want to do something more with their life than they're doing right now. And so like what would be your kind of number one thing that you've learned to start that step into leading your life the way that you want it to go?
Fucking patience, bro. It sounds stupid as fuck, but like, it's not gonna come quickly. The results, like, I started this shit 10 months ago, and like, of course, my life has changed shit ton in the last 10 months. But like, you know what I mean? Stay patient and stay grounded and fucking stay present. You know what I mean? And remember what's the most important fucking thing. That's really it, dude. You know what I mean? That's the most important thing. If you're not willing to go through when it's difficult and fucking, you know, stay dialed in when the shit doesn't want to go your way, then bro, you're in for a thunderstorm. You gotta. It's like, dude, it's like you gotta go through the current. You know what I mean? And you can't fight the current. You cannot fight the fucking current.
Yeah.
When the tide rises and the shit gets choppy, people tend to panic.
Yeah.
Instead of staying still and fucking lying on your back in the deep fucking ocean and just breathing. Hopefully a shark doesn't fucking come at you, but you know what I mean? Like,
keep fucking paddling. Yeah.
Keep fucking paddling, bro. That's really what it is.
Yeah. I completely agree with that. And I think on my end, what I would say that has helped me in my recent like 3-4 years of life is just understanding how important it is to make the decisions that you're dwelling on.
Yep.
And take a second to step back from the pedestal, from the ongoing cycle of my life is just okay where it is, and maybe I'd like this, and maybe I'd like that, and maybe I'd like this, and it would be cool to do this, and I'm not sure if I should stay here where I am, but it's just okay and it's comfortable. I know people say it all the time. You have to lean into the discomfort. If there's a decision that you're thinking about, make the decision.
Fuck yeah.
Fucking make the decision, and you will not be sorry, because the very worst thing that could possibly happen is you wind up right where you are. And most likely the case is that you make a decision that changes the course of your entire life for the better. And you learn from that, because you won't learn if you're doing the same shit, you know?
That's fucking golden.
Yeah. So
That's class.
if you have a job that is just okay, and you have the means, you dribbled. And you have the means to quit that job. I'm not saying quit it and be out on the street, but if you have the means and the savings and the whatever to quit that job and find a new opportunity, especially if there's a new opportunity slightly available, take it, go, do it. If you're thinking about moving, fucking move, dude. What are you waiting for, you know? If you're not sure about a relationship that you're in, get out of it. If it's not 100% yes, it's probably a no, because there's most likely another better opportunity right around the corner.
Facts.
You know? So just make that decision. And I think, you know, we've both been super good about that and leaning into that discomfort. And it's only taken us to great places.
100%.
So, and we're lucky enough, obviously, to have, you know, the families and friends that we have that support us. But
absolutely. That was fucking... TSL time turned into CZ time.
Clinker, man.
But yeah, if you fucking made it this far into this chat, drop a thumbs up, drop a little subby. Go check out Noah's Instagram on fucking Go check out Noah's Instagram, Noah Perlo Fit, and Noah Perlo Fit on TikTok. Hopefully we'll be back.
Dude,
Noah will be back, definitely. You'll be back. You guys are gonna see him in vlogs and
I'll
other
be
shit.
around town, man.
He'll be fucking around. But much fucking love, guys. Let us know what you thought below. And we'll see you guys soon. See you.